everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Boy, it feels like we've been gone forever. We spent all of last week preparing for our daughter and son-in-law's wedding, and this weekend the wedding went off without a hitch. It was fantastic. We had a great time, and I did see in the comments a bunch of people were saying, oh, I hope you'll share some pictures. Well, we have some pictures coming, and maybe we'll be able to share them a little bit on Thursday during our Crafternoon Live. But tonight we're going to get right into card making because we're going to be making a celebration card, and I'm going to be using the Sweet Celebrations kit one more time before that kit is just about to retire. And the one product that I haven't used in that kit is the cake. We haven't built a slice of cake, and after all the cake I ate over the weekend, I wanted to do a little slice of cake and make a celebration card. So I hope you guys are all here and having a great time. Before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom. Hey, Tom.
Wow, we haven't partied like that in a long time.
I know, right?
Heavens.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It was great fun.
Yeah. Tom even played the saxophone during the reception.
Opened the dance floor.
The dance floor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't know how that would go, but it was fun.
It went great, yeah.
A lot of fun speeches. And
they loved it.
we even, I didn't call it that, but we even had a word of the day during the festivities. So we're going to share that tonight.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome. Good, because I'd had a glass of champagne and I don't remember, so it'll be a surprise to me too.
One glass of champagne?
Just one.
Yeah, we didn't go too crazy. We were busy. We were just running around, right?
Yeah, yep.
You probably lost weight.
Yeah, we were setting up in between, helping. And
a lot of young people. It was fun to see young people relax and have fun.
And have a great time. It really was, yeah. And we're going to have a great time tonight, Tom, because I'm going to keep the celebration going with one more card from the Sweet Celebrations kit. So I'm excited about this. All right, so let me show you what we're going to use tonight. We are going to use this perfect picture frames because we're going to do a photo. It's going to look like a photograph. I love this one. I think this is so cute for, substituting for a regular frame for your focal image, but it's also so cool to, just be able to use this if you're making scrapbook pages and stuff. So I might be doing a little bit of scrapbooking with some of the pictures that I took. Oh, thank you. Yes, I did my nails for the wedding, finally. And then I'm going to be using the Sweet Celebrations die set. And I'm also going to be using this, the Birthday Sprinkles stamp set. I'm not going to be using the die set, but I'm going to be using the Birthday Sprinkles stamp set, and we're going to be making our own background paper. And then I'm going to be using the Picture Perfect Greetings with the coordinating dies. And I grabbed a couple other things. I grabbed this one because this is always a fun stamp set for any kind of birthday or celebration cards, the Build a Greeting set. But I think I'm going to stick with the Picture Perfect Greetings. I think that's going to be the perfect one tonight. And then I'm going to add master layouts too for my background paper that I'm going to make. So let's start with the background paper. So I'm going to grab a little piece of paper that I don't use very often. And I do in the fall, though. I use it a lot in the fall. Although for this cake, this would actually be an amazing chocolate cake color. So I'm just going to put this piece of cardstock here, and I'm going to get an acrylic block. So we are going to be making, and Brianne Loveland. Let me just do a shout out to Brianne Loveland. Yes, that photo die is in the kit. It sure is. That you get that whole die set. That's almost like a master layout set. And that also comes in the kit. So Brianne Loveland was so sweet at my last live, which was 2 Thursdays, yeah, it was 2 Thursdays ago. I said, Brianne, don't forget to text me and remind me to grab a small acrylic block. And she did right away. And you know what I did? I said, thank you so much. And I forgot all about it. So I'll have to remember to get it for the next one. But we'll use this square block, which will be just fine. And we are going to make our own background paper out of this cute little birthday sprinkles stamp set. So my color palette for tonight is going to be Lovely Lavender. I'm going to use some Bubblegum Pink. I'm going to use some Lucky Clover and some Blue Sky. Isn't that a pretty spring color palette? I think this will be so fun for birthdays, and depending on who you're making this card for, you can swap out your colors. Let's say you're making this for a little girl, okay? This might be a great color palette. But if you're making it for a little boy, maybe take this out and maybe add something like Tranquil Teal in there, maybe to just get rid of the pink. Although I know lots of boys who like pink, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to change up the colors, you certainly can. But these are the colors that I'm going to use tonight. So I'm going to start with this big kind of fireworks design. That's this one right here. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. And welcome everyone. It's great to see all of you coming in tonight. It's been so long. I can't even believe that you guys remember that we go live. It's awesome to see you. Thank you so much for not forgetting about us. We did have some fantastic guest designers on the channel, and I want to give a shout out to all of them. Mindy Egan went live on her channel on Monday night using Gina K Designs, and then on Tuesday night on our channel, and she had a killer video. It was fantastic. And then Megan Andrew did a fantastic video on Wednesday for us. Also went live on Friday on her channel using some of our products. And then Jennifer McGuire did a premiere on our channel on Thursday. So we had lots of inspiration from some amazing artists. Okay, you can see this is such a cool, fun design. So I'm going to stamp this in a random pattern all over this piece of cardstock. I'm going to turn the stamp just a little bit with each stamping, although there's so many spokes on that I don't even know if you'd notice or not.
Do we have a date for the next release?
June 2nd, and I'll be posting that save the date in our Facebook group so you guys won't forget. Okay, so we've got those. I'm going to add a couple more here because we're going to do a little bit of overlapping, which is just fine. But I want to go off the edge. Even though I'm going to die cut this piece out once I'm done making my paper, I still want to make sure that there aren't any weird kind of awkward white spaces. So I'll go all the way to the edge. And one little tip I want to remind you guys of, and I've said this before, but maybe if you're newer here, this might be a good tip for you, something that you may not have thought of before, is if you are stamping with an acrylic block. One thing, sometimes people say, oh, you know, my stamped images aren't as good unless I use my MISTI. And that's true. The MISTI is an amazing tool. But if you're really having some patchy looks to your projects, it may just be that you're like stamping down and picking up like that. So you're doing this. You ink it up and then you like that. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you want to ink up your stamp and then you want to stamp it, but you want to let it sit there for just a second and give the ink a chance to transfer from the block, from the stamp to the paper. So if you're getting patchy stampings, try that because that makes a huge difference. See how I'm not rushing it. I'm giving the stamp a chance to transfer the ink. And that might really, really help. So we'll do a few more of those. Isn't this just a fun pattern? It's so sparkly. Can you imagine this one in red, white, and blue for 4th of July and Labor Day? And I guess Memorial Day is gone now, but you know, any time that you're celebrating that kind of stuff and you want to do red, white, and blue, you could have your white cardstock with red and blue images like this, and it's so much fun. And I know that I didn't do a text message today, so I apologize. People are really relying on that, and I dropped the ball on that, and I realized that when I was standing back here getting ready. I thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I forgot to do that. So I apologize. All right, so let's put some confetti next. So we're going to use this stamp right here, which is going to look like little pieces of green confetti falling. This is a big block for the confetti, but that's all right. We'll ink that up with some Lucky Clover, and we'll just drop some confetti, and I'm turning it as I go. Just get those greens in there. You know what's nice about making your own pattern paper is you can match it to the favorite colors of the person that you're making it for. So if you watched Jennifer McGuire's video on our channel on Thursday, she made a spectacular wedding card for Rena and Brian. And she saw the flowers. Oops, I moved the block. That's my fault. She made a spectacular wedding card for Rena and Brian, and she used all of the colors that Rena and I used in Rena's floral arrangements, because I had sent her some pictures and I said, look what we're making. And she used those colors. And, you know, the card perfectly matched Rena's theme. So don't forget that you can absolutely do that. All right, so I'm also going to use Lovely Lavender. Let's see here, Lovely Lavender. Let's get some Lovely Lavender in the mix. And then I'm going to use this little dot right here. That little dot, and I'm going to do some Lovely Lavender dots. Big block for Lovely Lavender, but it's okay. Brian's probably texting me right now. Don't leave unless you get a block. Dots are fun. Great for just filling in the little white spaces. Anywhere you have a white space. Isn't this just the most adorable little design? You can just create your own fun with any colors that you want. All right, so we have that lovely lavender in there. Now I want to add just a little, another little decoration. So what I think I'll do is I'll get something like Passionate Pink, because this is just going to be a tiny little bit of color, but I want to add like a little bit of a sprinkly look. So in this set, let's see if I can show you this. There are these little dotty things, and these are meant to go into the strawberries for the cupcake. But we can use those and add some fun little dots throughout just anywhere we want using some Passionate Pink. Just to add some fun here and there. And just makes it a little busier, a little more exciting. You can overlap with no problem. Just turn the block a little bit. That's so fun. And remember, a lot of this is going to get covered up anyway, so we don't have to worry too much, but I think that is a really, really cute little pattern. It just feels so festive and celebratory, and that's what we're going for with this one. Hello, everybody. It is so nice to be back. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I will definitely send out texts for Thursday. That was my bad.
Remind me to pick up some peanut butter ice cream on the way home.
Uh-oh, why? Are they talking about peanut butter ice cream?
Sherry.
Oh, okay. 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 Oh, and you know what? Can I just take a minute to show you guys a gift that I got? Can we just go to the front camera for 1 second? I know not everybody here on YouTube is in our Facebook group. If you're on Facebook, you really should come and join our Facebook group. But if you're not on Facebook, sometimes you miss some of the things that group members post. So we have a lovely member in our group, and her name is Julie Moore. And while I was out last week, I got a package in the mail from Julie Moore. And I want to show you what she made for me, because if you guys ever need a little mojo starter and something that is amazing to do and is going to have a huge impact on your crafting, you got to make one of these. So she made me this. And let me show you what this is up close. So she bought this big ring. You can go to the overhead. She bought this big ring, and then she used our decorative tag dies and cut out a decorative tag. And then she used a label maker, and she cut all of the greeting sentiments in all of the master layout sets. So you see this? Now you can take them off the ring if you want. Let's see, how do I do that? Here we go. You could take them off the ring if you want. And if you've got a stamp set that has strip sentiments in it, and you're looking and you're going, I wonder what strip sentiment die I can use for that. I wonder if it will fit with Master Layouts too. You can line it up to see how it would fit with the different dies in Master Layouts too. Now you can see here it's going to be too small for that one, but it would work really nicely with this one. So if you have Master Layouts 2, then you can, cut them. If you had Master Layouts 3, you might look at these and say, oh, I'm going to use this one. Nope, that's a little bit small, but I want to cut Say Cheese out with Master Layouts 3. So she cut all the tags from Master Layouts 3. Any Master Layout set that has strip sentiments or some sort of smaller die that would work with your sentiment sets, she did. So she's got Master Layouts 2, Master Layouts 3, Master Layouts 4, 5, these flags from Master Layouts 5. Master Layouts 8 has this big flag image, so if you have a bigger greeting, that might work perfectly for that. And she did them all, even down to this one, which is Master Layouts 14, which has a big strip that goes across. She extended that tag and made a big one. So isn't that just so cool? She's got them for every single one of the Master Layouts 19, 18, and I love this. So I wanted to show you this in case you ever wanted to make something like this. She posted it in the Facebook group, but I know not everybody saw it and not everybody's on Facebook. So Julie Moore, thank you so much for this lovely gift. I will make great use of this. And I hope that you guys are inspired by Julie to make your own. All right. So with that being said, I am going to get the Intricate die cutting machine here, and I am going to cut this panel that I just made out using, it really is a special gift.
Gina, what kind of material are those made from?
Just black cardstock, which I think is a really good choice because most of the time we stamp our greetings on white cardstock, and the black is a nice stark difference so you can really see how it lines up. And she put a grommet in the top. She put a big grommet in the top. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You could just, the die cuts a hole, so it'll still fit on a ring. It just keeps it a little bit more secure if you're going to be moving it around all the time. But it was such a sweet gesture, and I really appreciate it. Okay. But you could make it in other colors of cardstock too. Red would be great. Whatever matches your craft room. Julie knows me. I have to have a little bit of black in everything I do, so that's perfect. All right, so I cut that out with Master Layouts 2, and you can see I've got that nice stitched edge. And the reason why I stamped first and cut second rather than the other way around is because, as you can see, there isn't any gapping along those stitched lines. The the image actually sinks down into the stitched mark and continues on. If you cut this first, everywhere that the stitches are, you might get a little bit of white before the stitch and a little bit of white after the stitch, because it doesn't always, you can't sink down into those areas. So by stamping first and then cutting, you get a much better looking image. It looks much more fluid. And then while I have this machine out, I might as well cut a black panel, since I was talking about black cardstock. Do I have any black cardstock over here? No, I think I gotta cut one. And I gave Brian my little paper cutter because they used a paper cutter to trim up photographs of them as babies, and they made these photo boards of themselves as babies. They made 3 photo boards. They did a he, a she, and a we. And so on Rena's, it was all her baby pictures and pictures from her childhood. Brian had his, and then they did one board of all of just the 2 of them together once their lives started together. So they were busy paper crafting for quite a while, and he came to work one day and he said, "Do you have a paper cutter I can borrow?" And I gave him my studio one, and I haven't seen it since. So I'm going to have to get another one. Because I think every household, even if you don't make cards, should have a paper cutter. You never know when you need to make a straight cut. Okay. So now we've got this patterned paper, and I'm going to adhere these 2 panels together. Just like that. Find my tape. And welcome everybody who's just joining us. I know a lot of people are probably going to kick themselves because they forgot about tonight, and that's my bad. Totally my bad. I'm not sending that text out. People are becoming very dependent on that and not setting reminders on the videos because they know the text is coming, and here I am. Just a little bit not all there yet after that weekend. And then I thought the perfect color card base for this would be the Lucky Clover, because that is a smaller design in there. So I'm going to put that right on a Lucky Clover card base. And now we are going to cut out our cake, and I'm going to show you how to assemble this piece of cake. All right, there we go. So we'll put that aside. Now, these colors that I used in here, I am going to put it aside, but let me get rid of a couple things here. These colors I'm going to use in cardstock to cut our cake pieces out. So we're going to have a triple layer cake with 3 different flavors. Kind of crazy flavors here because they're not really realistic. This could be strawberry, this could be grape, and this could be blueberry. So that's what we're going to go with. And then I have another piece of green here and a piece of yellow that I can cut the candle flame out of and the candle out of this green. So I'm going to get the die cutting machine again, and we're going to cut out our cake pieces. And then we're going to use that birthday sprinkle stamp set to actually decorate the different pieces of cake. So I can cut, let's see here, I really don't need quite this much cardstock. I can cut, oh, you did? You got a text? I don't think I did a text today. Uh-oh, well, I don't think I did a text. I wonder if it was an older text, Marie. Maybe you just happened to be looking at your phone and an older text was there. Could be, but I don't think I did a text today. Okay, so I'm cutting out some small pieces. This way we can conserve and we can cut a few things out at a time. All right, so let's make the pink piece the top piece of the cake. And on this die set, we have 2 different looking slices of cake. We have a straight slice and we have one that's a little bit on an angle. The angle one is the top piece because it goes kind of up on an angle and then comes straight across. So we're going to use that one and this one. Then we're also going to use this because one of our brilliant members in the Facebook group, and I feel so bad because I can't remember who it was, but she was making a piece of cake, And she actually used that as a layer of icing or frosting in between those pieces of cake. And I did not design it to do that, but she did it and it was amazing. So I definitely thought that that was very cool. Very cool. And then I'm going to cut out these candles out of green. I'm only going to use one. And these flames out of yellow. I'm just cutting all this out at the same time, and then we'll go back and cut one more slice of cake. Oh, Marie, yes, maybe you got a YouTube notification because you're a subscriber. I bet that's what you got. It probably popped up on your phone looking just like a text, so you got a YouTube notification. That's awesome. All right, way to go, YouTube. At least, you know, for those that turned on notifications, they would have gotten it, so that's good. It's good to know. All right, so this little panel cuts 3 candles out at a time. I think I'm only going to use 1 candle. And let me tell you something. I love having these nails on, but I can't pick up anything with them because they're so much thicker than my thin, scraggly nails. So I need a little bit of help. So I'm using some tweezers here and see if that helps. Now this cuts out 6 flames at a time. So I've got those 6 little flames. I'll put those over here. And anything I don't use, I'm just going to put in this little chewing gum container. This is where I'm keeping all the bits and pieces of cakes and cupcakes when I make extras. All right. And we've got this pink one, which is kind of that, it's got a little bit more of a triangular shape to it. We've got this lovely lavender one, and we just need a blue sky one. Cut that. Okay. Now, I am going to cut a couple of these little lollipop sticks that my friend in our Facebook group used to fill in the frosting in between the pieces of cake, which is just so smart. I'm going to find a white piece of cardstock here, and I don't want to lose this die. This is one of those tiny dies that if it sinks down into the die cutting machine, it's going to take forever to try to shake it out, and I'm not going to go through that. So what I am going to do is just put a tiny little piece of masking magic over it to try to hold it in place so I don't lose it. So if you have any tiny little dies that you're running through, get some masking magic strips and just secure it down so you don't lose it. Because these kinds of smaller dies, they're so fun to work with, but you absolutely can lose them. All right, so there is one little piece of, this is going to be that white wedding buttercream frosting. You guys, their cake was so cool. It was not white. It looked like a Renaissance painting. It was like, it had greens and mauves and pale yellows, and Brian made the cake topper. He made it out of clay, and it was the 2 of them. It was really cute. They did a lot of DIY stuff for their wedding, which makes a crafty mama proud, you know? I'm sure you guys would feel the same way, you know, seeing all these cool little DIY things that they decided to do. Plus, it was pretty money-saving, which is good, because weddings are not cheap. Okay, now I have to cut out one more thing. So I already cut out 3 frames here, and I already cut out 2 of the frostings for the top of the cake, because I'm going to do a little layering with this stuff. So I've got 2 frostings for the cake, and I've got 3 frames, but I need something for the inside, because if I put this cake on top of this, you're never going to see it. And I'll show you what I mean. If I just started building this cake here like this, it's going to just completely get lost in all of that busy background. I mean, you'd see it a little, but you're not going to see it the way you want to see it. So I'm going to add a little bit of navy cardstock, and we're going to build that cake onto a piece of In the Navy. And the way I'm going to cut my piece of In the Navy is I'm going to use that same picture frame die that I used earlier. You guys didn't see me cut these because I cut these ahead of time. But I'm going to cut this out of a piece of In the Navy. And I'm going to use the center of this to fit right inside, paper piece right inside those 3 white frames. Where are they headed for their honeymoon? And for those of you that are new here, my daughter Rena, which so many people in the chat know her because she also used to make YouTube videos, and then she comes on my channel every once in a while. Every once in a while she'll design a fun stamp set for our company, and she and her husband now, they have been on our show before here, and they've done some really fun videos. So if you haven't seen them, you can look for Rena K Designs, and you can see Rena's YouTube channel, and you can also find Rena guesting here on my channel. Where are they going on their honeymoon? They just got married on Saturday, so they're not going on a honeymoon right away. They are saving up, and a year from now, their plan is to go to Japan and to South Korea and to the Philippines to visit Brian's family. So that's what their plan is, and I think it's a good one. You know, they wait a year, get settled, and then go. So I'm going to glue these 3 frames together.
Question from Elaine.
Yes.
She said she's still building her ink collection. Is there a big difference between grass green and Kelly green?
Yes. Grass green is a little bit more, has a little hint of yellow in it. And I can show you them side by side here in just a little bit. Don't let me forget to do that, Tom. Grass green and Kelly green. Let's see. I should have both of them. So grass green.
And Sherry wants to know when you plan to do videos on Master Layouts 21.
Oh, I don't have a date for that yet, but I will definitely do it. Was it grass green and Kelly she wanted to know, Tom?
It was...
Here's grass green.
Grass green and Kelly green.
And here's Kelly green. You can see it's a big difference. When you look at grass green, it looks like a really nice green. This is a very, very nice green, like for grass if you're making grass. But there's Kelly. Can you see the difference there? This has a lot more yellow in it.
That has a lot more shamrock in it.
Shamrock, yeah, exactly. All right, so now I'm going to do this one. My Master Layouts 20 video is going to come sometime in June. That one takes, the Master Layouts videos take me quite a while because I have to make idea sheets, I have to make sizing sheets, and I have to cut out all the pieces and do the layouts, charts, the layouts, all of that stuff. So that's not something I can just like, hey, I think I'll do that tomorrow. I have to plan for that. It takes me a while. But it took me, how many years, Tom? Like 6 years to do Master Layouts 1, so it'll be way faster than that. Okay, so now we've got this cute little frame here, and I stacked it so that it would have a lot of dimension. And I am going to glue this right onto this right here. But before I do that, I have it positioned where I want it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this In the Navy panel right on the inside of that, just so that I kind of know where I want that to be. Okay, and then this can go on here like that. And the reason why I did that, I actually don't like where I positioned it, so I will just move it over a little bit. But if you get the frame where you want it, I just have to make sure that it's even. If If you get the frame where you want it, side to side, sometimes dropping the panel in, it gets held up on something. It gets caught up on something. And so if you can hold the frame in place and drop it in and then pull this up, then you can kind of lay this on top and you don't have to worry about any little edges kind of sticking up. So that looks pretty centered. And this kind of looks like a Polaroid to me. So I'm going to put this on just with a little bit of glue here. If you are looking for ideas for Master Layouts 21, I made so many videos the month that it came out using Master Layouts 21. So in every single one of those videos, you can see some different kinds of layouts that I did with it. It's just not all in one place yet, and we don't have the sheets designed. But if you're looking for ideas, they are definitely out there on our YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to use our large acrylic block as a paperweight. It's the perfect size for this A2 card, just to put a little pressure on that. Now I've got all my little pieces here, my bits and pieces, and I am going to adhere these two cake toppers. I got glue all over my nails. I'm telling you, nails, I used to do nails. I used to have nail salons. That was my career before I started Gina K Designs. I had 5 nail salons and 2 nail schools, and I taught nails. And it's been a while since I actually wore nails, and I just get so messy. I wasn't a crafter back then, though, the way I am now. Crafting came later in my life, which I think it does for a lot of us. Okay, so I'm going to adhere these two together. There we go. Just so that this sticks out a little bit more than the other pieces. Now you could go 3 high if you wanted, but this is going to go on top of this.
Cheryl was wondering, instead of navy, could you have used vellum?
Sure, yeah, you could use vellum. I just like the really stark difference between these pastel colors and that dark navy. But if it's too dark for you, you could definitely use vellum. All right, now, before we start assembling this, I want to do some doodles on here. So I'm going to just stick them to my sticky mat here, just to make them easier to do. Stick them right on here. With vellum, yeah, you'd definitely be able to see through the background, but it mutes it quite a bit, so it does allow whatever you put on top to not, you know, to stand apart a little bit. But I'm using really, really light colors, so I want even a little more contrast than that. Okay, so I'm going to use this, and then each of these little designs is going to decorate one of these slices of cake.
Had a few questions on some items coming back in stock. I'm sorry, we don't have that information on the live to help you with that. I would check in once in a while with customer service, and they can give you the scoop.
Yeah, and the best way to get the scoop, because customer service doesn't know necessarily when this stuff is going to come in, they'd only be able to tell you if it already came in. The best thing to do is get on the notify me list for anything that you want. Any product that's out of stock, you just click notify me and put your email address in there, and as soon as it goes back in stock, you will get an email automatically sent right to your inbox saying, hey, this is back in stock, and you'll be able to just go right to that product from that email and get it. So I'm decorating each one of these with a little bit of black ink. So much of the stuff that we're waiting for is just, everything is just taking forever these days. You know, because we think, even though we make all of our stamps and stencils here in the United States, things like photopolymers and mylars used for stencil and stamp making come from overseas. So even all the things that are made here in the United States are dependent upon parts and materials that come from other places. So even though we do all of our stamps and stencils here, they still are getting held up. It's a little bit difficult right now trying to get things to come in because there's the normal travel routes are shut down, so they have to go all the way down below Africa. It's crazy. Okay, and so I'm going to do this last one on the blue. And
making a cake with a kid is one of the funnest things, isn't it?
it is so fun.
Especially if the worse it turns out, like the silliest it looks, the better.
Yes. You used to make cakes with Rena all the time when she was little.
Yeah, she would name them.
Yep.
Like by the flavors. One was the peanut butter yolky surprise cake.
Yolky, because there was an egg yolk in it.
Yeah. She made up the name.
It's so cute. Okay, so now this should be locked down pretty well. And now what we're going to do is, to determine where we're going to put this cake, I first want to know about where my candle is going to be and where my flame is going to be, because I can't go too high up on the cake or the candle and the flame will go off the card, off this frame. So if I want my candle to be up there, then I'm going to build my cake so that the candle is going to sit on the cake. It's going to go on the outside, but I just wanted to use that as a guide.
Maybe we'll pick up some cake on the way home, too.
Yeah, I know, right? And that is where our very first piece of cake will go. All right, right there. So, with that in mind, let me move this out of the way. And I'll mark it so that it goes right there. I'll use the frosting to mark it. I use the frosting to mark the top right there. I'll check it again though to be safe. I'm going to glue this down right onto the cardstock. So we're putting this right about there, and then this will go right about there. So the way to position this one is just to make sure that this part is straight. Okay.
Any plans to offer the Connect matte glue in the big size?
I'm not sure yet. And then that is going to go on top. So now we are going to put frosting in between because that was such a brilliant idea. Look how cute and perfect it fits in there. Oh my gosh. Is that not adorable? That is going to be adorable. So, a lot of people have asked for a larger matte glue. So I have to talk to my manufacturer about that and see if they can do a larger one. I'm glad to know you like the matte glue. That's exciting. Okay. We're going to put that right up against there, like that. Make sure that's going to look good. I think that's going to look so cute. Oh my goodness. It's going to be adorable. Okay, so now let's do the next one. We'll do the lavender next. We'll kind of go in rainbow order here. All right, I think I want this to be like this, with the little curly cues upright. And then I'll put this little one. This is actually the popsicle stick. but this looks so cute. I'm just doing tiny dots of glue. It's a brilliant idea. Our members of our group have such good ideas. This is like the buttercream. And then we'll do this one. Yeah, we're going to have to stop and get cake on the way home. A cupcake would work.
It's got to look like this, though.
I know. It's so cute. It's got to look all cute and fun like this. Okay. And now we're going to put the frosting right on top. Like that. Oh my gosh, it's adorable.
You made some amazing buttercream not too long ago.
I did. Tom went out of town on a trip, and I got the baking bug. And I decided to bake a cake from scratch. Like no box, nothing. Everything from scratch. And I made my own buttercream frosting. It was really good. All right, so we're going to just lay that on there. There we go. Oh, how cute is that? I love it. Okay. Now we're going to do our candle on here. And I might pop this candle up. I'm not sure. I think it might be okay. I think it might be okay if I just attach it. Now we could put a squiggle, because there's a squiggle here that's meant to go on the candle. This little squiggle line is meant to go on the candle. So we could add that. Why don't we add it? We'll take a shot. See if I can nail it. We'll see. That's good enough. It's better than horrible. It kind of, it kind of works well with the whole design. Things are a little bit wonky with this anyway. And I had cut out some gold candle tops, so I actually might use one of those. See, that just like brightens it up a little bit, gives it a little bit more interest. I'm just going to attach it down here at the bottom, like right here. And then I can layer up these so that they're taller. They're very tiny. And then with nails, you add nails on top of it, and you just have a nightmare scenario. It's not that bad. I'm making it worse than it is. It's not that bad. I feel like these are really easy to pick up with like the pick and stick tool. But by layering them, then I don't have to really pop it up. And I can just put it right there. Get my little pick and stick tool there. Okay, so I might just put a dab of glue under here.
Debbie wants to know where the term better than horrible came from.
Have at it, Tom.
Well, if you remember, I was talking about something that I made to eat.
Oh, yeah. I do remember.
I don't remember what it was, but it was something that I made.
That you cooked.
And you weren't interested in it. But you asked me how it was, and I said, it's actually better than horrible. It was. It wasn't good,
But it was better than horrible.
but it was better than horrible.
So
Yeah, it's not my gift.
cooking,
Yeah, a few things I make well,
you
but
make pizza. Great.
pizza and ice cream.
Yeah, you make the best ice cream. All right, so I'm going to take this little gold one that I cut out of some foiled toner paper from way back. And I'm going to pop this right onto that. So it kind of creates like a gold flame.
Oh. Yeah, so if we have time for the word of the day.
See how that's shining there?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
look, it's flickering.
Yep, it's flickering because I used glimmering gold foil for that.
Whoa.
Isn't that cute? All right, so I'm going to do a greeting, and while I stamp and die cut the greeting, I think that would be a perfect time for a word of the day, Tom.
You heard it, folks. It's time for
Word of the day, oh hey, hooray! Let's laugh it up, don't delay. Word of the day, it's here to stay.
yes, and Zeus is understandably excited for the word of the day. Okay, so as Gina said earlier, the bride and groom were very involved in many aspects of the planning and execution of the events. And one thing that they did that was just amazing was they did some amazing vows.
Yeah.
They were hilarious. They were so heartwarming and creative. And I got up later for some speech or something or introduction, and it just hit me. I said, gosh, those weren't wedding vows. They were wedding wows.
Yes.
Wedding wows. It was very fun. A lot of creative stuff. What
You know-
was that?
I'm sorry, that was the lid to my little stand over here that came off. You know, they're doing that now. They're all making it so personal at these weddings, and I think it's great. There's nothing boring about it. You can't wait to hear what they're going to say, and they say some amazing things. Yeah, when you said that, my first thought in your speech, Tom, when you said those were wedding wows, I thought, oh, I hope he remembers that, because that's a cute word of the day. And then I drank my half a glass of champagne, and I forgot everything.
Did you even do any dancing?
I did. I did the dance with all the ladies.
Oh, yeah, you did. Synchronized dance.
Yep, we had a dance routine that we did. Never thought I was learning that at the last minute, but it was fun. We did a dance for Rena and Brian, all the ladies, all the moms and aunties.
Thank you all so much. And Rena and Brian, thank you for all the warm congratulations and
Yes.
kind thoughts, sending kind thoughts their way. They are surrounded in love.
They really are. They really are. They're very lucky. All right, so now I cut out the happy birthday to you greeting because I thought this could be just more traditional. There, of course, there's that cute, oh snap, I forgot your birthday, which is truly one of my favorite greetings in that stamp set, especially because I'm always late for everything. It's not that I necessarily forget, but my timing is quite often not perfect. And also, hope your birthday is picture perfect, which is another great one because it's in a frame. But this one, I'm just going to make it very traditional. Happy birthday to you.
Doesn't that remind you when you were a kid and you were having birthday cake and they lit the candles and they turned all the lights out?
Yes.
That's what that looks like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think the navy makes the cake image pop quite a bit. And then we'll put a few little embellishments on here. And we'll put this right here on the bottom of the Polaroid frame.
Lisa was a DJ except for the saxophone player. And it was very, very well done. They,
Oh, yeah.
of course, they played all the kids' music.
Yep. Well, that's
That
what,
was, and the kids were out there, and I sat for quite a bit of it just watching the young kids. It was hilarious.
yeah, they had so much fun. I think this is the one I want. One of them had a bunch of glue on it that I need to work on and pick off, but I think if I put some blue sparkles in there, a few little blueies. I think that would be really cute. That'll really jazz it up, especially when you turn it side to side. You'll get that cute little bit of blue. Let me get my Connect Matte glue now. This one has a little bit of a red feel to it. It might be too red. Let me see if I can find another blue one that works. These are our iridescent dots.
Is this an A2 card?
This is an A2 card, yeah. I think this might work. Just a little dot there. I know that looks like a big dot, and it was a little bit of a big dot, but
Do you know the name of that pack of embellishments?
iridescent dots. Yep. All right, so this iridescent dot has a little bit of glue sticking out, but that will just disappear. Isn't that so fun? Such an easy little slice of cake to put together. Put all these aside. These iridescent dots are actually fun too. If you really want to annoy the person, you can sprinkle a few of them inside the card so when they open it, they all fall out. You know, if you want to annoy the person. So there it is. The little happy birthday to you card with that little flame in the center and those iridescent dots just sparkling it up, and then all that funness. Yeah, I like the blue dots too. I think they're cute. It's like there's one on my finger too.
Fun and tasty, and there's even some like dimension to that cake.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, well, die cutting, you know, and having the different layers and stacking some of the pieces and stuff, I think it's just fun. And this was the one image. We did candy, we did cupcakes, but we didn't do that slice of cake. So I wanted to make sure that you knew how to put that together in an easy way so you can make your own slices of cake. That'd be a good wedding card too, you know? You could maybe make two little people, a little bride and a groom up there. Maybe we need to come out with an accessory set with like a wedding topper or something with a little bride and a groom. But what do you think, Tom? You like this one?
I do.
Cool. That's so fun. Well, we're going to give away a $15 gift card tonight to one lucky commenter in the chat. So if you haven't left a comment yet, go ahead and do that now. And while you're doing that, if you liked today's video, and we certainly hope that you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and all notifications so you never miss another video, even if I forget to text you. Also, you know, I was looking at our analytics, and probably only about 40% of the people that watch the videos actually subscribe. So if you subscribe, that really helps our channel. You don't have to turn the notifications on if you don't want them, but by subscribing, it helps YouTube says, oh, people like this channel, maybe we'll send it out to some other card makers too. So that would help us so much. And then if you're not a member of our Facebook group, we'd love to have you over there. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. it's the group with 50,000 plus members, so make sure you join the right one because there are a couple knockoff groups that use our name, but they're not Gina K Designs groups. So find the one with 50,000 members, answer the questions so we know you're really a crafter, and don't forget to agree to the group rules, and we'll let you write in and you can see tons of inspiration from our members and also our guest design team. And then a big shout out again to Brianne Loveland. Thank you, Brianne, for linking everything that I used tonight. And just remember, this kit is limited. It's going to retire next week. And once it does, the whole kit is going to be sold a la carte. And everything, will go up in price because we sell our kits at below wholesale prices for that initial kit period. So if you like any of the 3D embossing folder, you like this die set, or any of the other stamps and dies that come in the kit, it's a great time to get it now while you get that great deal. But if you missed any of Brianne's links, you can find everything that I used tonight in this video at GinaKDesigns.com. All right, Tom, let's give away a gift card.
All right, let's have a drum roll. And tonight's winner is Debbie Davis, 1456. Debbie
Yay,
Davis.
Debbie! Congratulations, Debbie. You are our winner. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@GinaKDesigns.com, and we will get that gift card emailed right out to you. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We missed you so much, and it was so great to hang out with you. I hope that you were inspired tonight to make a little sweet treat card for somebody on your card making list, and that this brightens their day when they receive it. All right, everybody, Tom and I will be back on Thursday with another Stampin' Chat Live. And until then, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.